What's up, my friends? Welcome back. Just thought I'd come at you with a quick public service announcement, or maybe rather a reminder for that matter, because I'm going to talk about a product that I'm pretty sure most of us have used before, but I'm just going to remind you that you're not using it enough. And that's Loct-tite. This beautiful, wonderful material. This is the Loct-tite 243, the blue stuff. It's primarily what I use. And this stuff belongs on absolutely everything. The $10 bottle of this will save you hundreds of dollars in lost stuff and thousands of dollars in your time from having to go back and screw crap back in that worked its way loose. But what prompted this video today was I went to drag out one of my granddad's old rifles, the 22-250 I inherited from him. And I noticed that one of the scope mounts, the screw had worked its way out. This is a little bit strange for me because I am normally the guy that goes overboard with putting Loct-tite on freaking everything. But, you know, hey, it had been on there for 40 years. He carried it around and never came loose once. I just didn't even think it was needed. But obviously I was wrong. So that brings me back to the point of the video, Loct-tite. Different brands make it, a whole bunch of people make it. It's all good stuff. I tend to actually buy the Loct-tite brand if I have a choice. If I have to get Permatex or some other company's brand, I'm not worried about it. I'll buy it. I just, for no particular reason, I always buy the actual brand of Loct-tite. There are a couple different versions of it. There's the most popular are the blue and the red. The red is kind of considered the semi-permanent stuff. With small screws, you'll break the screw before you get before you get it to turn. It's some good stuff. If you need to get it out, you can, not a problem. You just need to heat it up with a soldering iron or, a torch, just, for a few seconds to heat it up, and it'll soften that. It'll come right out. Aside from the red, there's the purple or the low strength stuff. And this is for those little tiny screws. Think about like a red dot that you're mounting on top of a pistol, or any screw that's small enough that you're worried if you drop it on a carpeted surface, you may never see it again. You need something that's pretty low strength for that. Don't tell anybody this, but I've actually put it in eyeglasses where the little screws in the eyeglasses kept coming loose. There's a few other, a wicking and all of this other. I've never used any of that stuff. I've never had any reason to, and I doubt that I ever will. Rock-set is a completely different class of chemical. It's a ceramic material that's dissolved in a solvent, and that's what you use for things that are extremely high heat. Think like a gas block on an AR-15 or a suppressor mount or something like that that needs to withstand extreme heat. If you can cook bacon on it, or you've seen a video of somebody cooking on it, Rock-set is where you go with that. It is also removable. However, heat will not affect it. The way you remove that soaking in water. So the things that you absolutely need Loct-tite for: firearms. Put it on everything related to firearms. Whenever I buy a firearm and I bring it home, I take the damn thing completely apart and put Loct-tite on every single thing that's not, like a internal working part of the firearm. Any accessory, absolutely any accessory. This is grips and rails. I'll take the screws out of the rail, put my own Loct-tite on. If it's got sights that are factory mounted, I'll take the screws out. I put my own Loct-tite on. Any flashlights, just anything at all gets Loct-tite. I don't want to lose hundreds of dollars worth of flashlight because I thought, well, I want to move it later. No, screw that. I'll just put the Loct-tite on. And how much does it cost? How much weight is it to, carry a little Allen key with me if I want to take that thing off? It weighs less than one round of 5.56 and takes up less space than that anyway. And you should have a multi-tool anyhow. So I just, I just use the tool. I would rather cuss it for not being able to move it than look up and just realize it's gone. Pistol sights. You go to any outdoor range with a metal detector, eventually you're going to find a whole bunch of excess big dot sites laying around. Some people say you should only use the red semi-permanent stuff on these. That's probably true. I've always used the blue stuff and I've never had any problems with it. But absolutely everything with a firearm needs Loct-tite. Aside from that, anything that sees vibration. This is anything with obviously guns, electric motors or gasoline motors, anything that, vibrates. If it's, mounted to something, it will eventually work itself loose. So, throw some Loct-tite on there to keep with that. I don't care if the accessory comes with lock washers or nylon lock nuts. That's just more proof that I needed to put Loct-tite on it. And any aftermarket accessory, if we're talking fog lights for your truck, or maybe you have a piece of equipment that you're putting some sort of aftermarket thing on, an attachment to a tool rest for a piece of machinery, if you installed it, then you install it with some sort of thread locker. That's not negotiable, because all of that stuff will work its way loose. Furniture, we've all seen the chair that has the leg that's fallen off of it. If it's held together with nuts and bolts and you assembled it yourself, you need to do something to make sure that that stuff doesn't come loose, because it absolutely will. Along with furniture, I'm going to say anything that scoots or is intended to be moved around, like a table or roll carts, or that'd probably fall into this point, but Loct-tite all of that stuff. Think about anything that has wheels on it, like a jack. And by the way, jacks, like hydraulic floor jacks, will absolutely self-destruct. So, go ahead and put some Loct-tite on all of that stuff. Wheels for your generators, wheels for your grills, anything that has a rolling component to it. That stuff always gets a drop of Loct-tite. What about things that have a racking motion to them? Shelving is a good thing here. And as a matter of fact, good quality heavy-duty shelving will absolutely not be held together with nuts and bolts. Threaded fasteners will not be on there, because they know that they'll fall apart. But shelving that, gets that racking motion will eventually work its way loose. Bed frames. Yeah, bed frames. And also anything that receives a load and unload cycles of any kind, springs or tables or shelves, which I guess we've already mentioned that stuff. Any kind of rack, or like pocket clips on pocket knives. I always take mine off because I snag them up on a seatbelt or a tree branch and lose the damn thing anyway. But if you're one of those crazy people that can keep up with a pocket knife that's clipped to the side of your pocket, that needs some Loct-tite. And office chairs. Office chairs are almost as bad as jacks. Almost every office chair I've ever seen is falling apart and loosey-goosey, and half of them are missing a bunch of the bolts that went in there to hold the damn thing together anyway. That $10 bottle of Loct-tite, we've already discussed about $1,000 minimum of money and frustration that, that small bottle of Loct-tite will save you. By the way, you should do a shot every time I say Loct-tite in this video. So anyway, in conclusion, don't be stupid. Put thread locker on there, lock your stuff down, make sure it doesn't fall apart on you. If it falls apart because of lack of thread locker, that's your fault, man. I hate to say it. It's not, at this point in time, put that stuff on everything. If it's something that you're worried you're going to need to move around in the field, well, carry the tool with you to do it. It's not that big a deal to remove especially the medium strength, the blue stuff, the 243. That stuff's easy to remove anyway. So yeah, put that on everything. The next thing you can do to improve your odds is to go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. It'd be cool if I could grow this channel a little bit. And if you stuck around this long, maybe you found something valuable from it. So anyway, until next time, you guys be safe.